Hello everyone, I'm Neb, and today we are going to be tackling a project that I have been thinking about for a while. We are going to do the Mia shawl by Fatima Korakora on Ravelry, and we're going to do it with a yarn that has a little bit of a story, which is the Alfama from Roseiros Quattro. Little bit of a backstory on this yarn. It's a 100% linen yarn made in Portugal from Portuguese linen. Long story short, my family on the Portuguese side comes from the Alto Minho region of Portugal, which is north of Porto. And it's a pretty rural region, lots of fields, lots of farmers, and Portuguese clothing traditionally is made out of either wool or linen, as cotton wasn't really that common, especially in those areas where winter is a little bit rough and summer is also a little bit hot. So I bought this yarn in the fortress of Valença do Minho, which is pretty known for having all those fabric stalls and a lot of fiber stores in general. And I ran into a yarn store and I was looking for a linen yarn because I wanted to switch from acrylics and cotton into more traditional fibers such as linen, which are polyvalent in winter and summer. And I ran into this. Problem is, I bought 2 skeins of this, which is about, I believe it's 50 grams. Yeah, it's 125 meters for 1 skein. And I have 2 of these, so that's 250 meters. That is not a lot of yardage, not enough to make a very polyvalent wearable. So I am tackling a shawl that looks a little bit more lacy in order to save that yarn, but also have it in both winter and summer, ideally. I hope to finish this before I actually get to go to Portugal so that I can wear it in the evening, because in this region the nights are very cold compared to the days. The gap between a 30-degree day and a 12-degree night is quite wide, and a lot of people are very surprised about it when they get to Portugal for the first time. Even in the south, this gap is still existent. I'm used to it. I like it a lot because it allows you to sleep way better, but it is also a little bit surprising when you go out during the day and you're like, okay, I'm just going to wear a tank top, and then you go home in the evening and it's freaking cold. So we're going to be doing that. Given the fiber, which doesn't seem to split that much. Yeah, it's going to split, but I'm going to be able to work it. I don't know. I'm going to work in a 3mm hook, maybe a 3.5. I do like a lot of 3.5. And I need to wind this. I've never wound this kind of skein. I know that ideally you would need those like tree-looking winders, but I only have this bad boy from Amazon that tends to eat my yarn sometimes through the mechanism here. But I'm going to take my time and I'm going to figure it out. I did it. It took me forever, so I need to remember that for this one once I wind it, that I need to use the knee method first. So like wrap it around my knees, make the first ball, and then wind it like this. There's a big hole in the middle, but that's fine. Honestly, could care less. I had to eat lunch in the middle because it was way too much and it was way too hot. But now I can start. Okay, we are so back. It's not a gajillion degrees anymore outside, and therefore I can open my window blinds and have some sunlight, which is great. It's the 1st of June. I have started the shawl. Actually, I did it first in a cotton to like make a draft to get used to the pattern a little bit so that I don't waste my actual linen yarn. And it went well. Definitely not the good weight for what I wanted to do. It was like a really thin cotton, which I'm using actually for another shawl right now. It's a nice pattern. It does curl on the ends a little bit, which is something that was surprising to me, but then I was like, there's no problem, it's a shawl, like it curls like this so that it covers everything, which is great. And with the linen, actually, it didn't do that for now. I have a started shawl. This is what it's looking like right now. It's a pretty nice beginning. It didn't take that long to get to this point, which is great because I sized my hook up like crazy. The pattern calls for a 3mm hook with a, I believe, light yarn. It asks for a 3mm hook with a light fingering weight yarn. This is not light fingering. This is weight, I think it's light. Yep, it's a 3 weights. So I sized up. I already had sized up with the cotton, which is right here, by the way. But I didn't size up enough, so I decided to size up to a 5 to make sure that everything is nice and smooth. I do think it's a pretty straightforward pattern. I had some struggle at the beginning to figure out which stitch was going in which space, but once you get the repeat in your head, it's actually really smooth sailing from there. It takes a little bit of getting used to, notably on the chain 6 spaces, but honestly, really nice. It does call for stitch markers to mark a chain 2 space where you technically are increasing, but I found that it didn't serve any purpose for me because I can see where they are, and that's pretty nice, you know? Like, I see where the chain 2 spaces are. They are right here. They're in between the 6, and you're supposed to mark the middle one. I believe it's this one that you need to mark too, and this one, and then they keep going up. But I didn't do that. I mean, I did that on the cotton, and then I realized I don't actually need to know because I can just follow it from the beginning. I just take the first ones that I did, and I go in a straight line from there. So maybe I'm going to eat my words in a little bit, but for now, this is where we're at. I have some stuff to do today at home, mainly trying to edit the previous video, but my PC is famously made of wood. Not really, but it crashes every time I do something too fast. And it's not even that old, it's from 2019, but it's really annoying, and the problem is DaVinci asks for a lot of free memory space, and my PC doesn't have it because it's slower and because I'm trying to import media to it and then it crashes. I have to add video by video, so like clip by clip. And I have a whole folder of these on my phone. So that's gonna be a bit of a struggle. I might actually not crochet that much today, or maybe I will, because in the meantime, while my files are uploading, I might just crank a stitch or two, and then oh wow, it's done, and now I can try and crush it again in a different way. So yeah, this is where we're at. Good morning. Apologies for the absolutely shitty lighting. It's pouring right now. It feels good, it feels fresh, but still it's basically nighttime right now. And I don't really have any other day to film this because I'm having a little bit of a crisis right now regarding the shawl. Because I'm one skein down. The pattern says you can use about 250 grams of 250 grams of a light fingering weight yarn. I'm using a weight 3, which is not light fingering, and so I upped my hook size, as I mentioned before, and I thought, hey, that's going to be good in size wise, and don't get me wrong, it is. The pattern is stunning, the motif is absolutely beautiful, but I hate it. I don't like how it looks with the linen, and I don't like how it lays on the body, because as you can see, maybe you're not really seeing it that well, but this part at the bottom, it curls. It like creates a ruffle edge, and when you wear it like this, you can fix it on the shoulders, but in the back, it still ruffles up, and I don't like that at all. I know like a shawl is supposed to be like thrown different ways, but for me this is not doing what it should be doing, and it doesn't help that it at the very same time that I work on this thing, I also work on a different shawl for my grandma, which is a very simple stitch. Hold on, I'm going to get it for you. It's a very simple, it's a double crochet with an increase in the middle and an increase at the ends to make it pointy. And first of all, this has a beautiful drape, but it's because it's a really thin cotton, so of course it's going to have more drape. this is going to have drape. And my idea is frogging this entire thing, which is an entire skein of yarn, and doing this pattern with a treble crochet and a huge hook, like even bigger than the one I have right now, because I have a 5mm, and clearly this is not going to do the trick. If I want something that is big, I need something bigger. I need, like, I think my biggest hook that I used for my mohair poncho, I think it was a 10mm. I think it's a bit overkill. This is huge. I think an 8 would already be big enough. I have 8. I have a 9, I believe. Hold on. That's a 7. Oh, this is a 9. It's girthy as hell. Like, you can see how big it is. I think I'm going to do that because I don't like... The motif is beautiful. I think on a cotton it would be gorgeous. But with this linen, it's just not working, because linen, as you might know, is a more stiff fiber that basically, it's a bit of a complicated fiber, because when you first do something with it, when you buy it new on a garment or when you first use it, it's very stiff, it's a bit uncomfortable, and oh my god. If you hear pitter-pattering, yeah, you're gonna hear it. Oh my god. Apologies for the interruption. It started pouring outside, and it's restarting, I think. Oh my god. Long story short, linen is a pretty stiff and rough fabric at first when you first weave it, and then with washes and wear, it gets softer with time. So I do think this would eventually lay down properly, but it would need a lot of washes, and a shawl isn't something that you wash all the time. So I'm going to frog the entire thing and then make it in a simpler pattern so that I can figure out the sizing way faster and way better. Good morning. Progress check. I did exactly what I said yesterday. I restarted the whole shawl using double. Actually, I said I would use triple crochet. I used double, but then sometimes I do a treble row once in a while, and I'm not even done with the first skein, which is good. That means that I can definitely have a good length, because this is already pretty nice. I don't know if I can show you, but hold up. Putting a marker because I don't want to lose that thing. I went with a 9mm hook, I hesitated to take a 10mm, but I remembered that I hate a big hook with a passion because it just doesn't feel precise enough. But right now we are at a pretty nice standpoint. I mean, I can put it like this. The back is getting covered more and more. So we are at a nice progress point. I'm gonna keep working on it today, but I'm actually going to edit a lot more because yesterday I did procrastinate on editing. I cleaned a lot of things in the house and I cooked me some food, but I really need to get this done. I don't have any deadlines technically because I don't have a really regular posting schedule, but I want to get this done properly with like steps, and it takes a little bit of time. It's a learning curve. I'm starting to get used to DaVinci, and also I'm starting to get used to DaVinci on my potato PC because clearly I cannot handle more than 3 minutes of video rendering at once. Just the intro took me like 3 different renders and I'm not even done editing it fully, so yeah. Today it's crocheting, editing, cooking a little bit because I need to make some food for tonight. And yeah. I found something yesterday because I cleaned the whole cupboards, the pantry basically. And I cleaned it because we had some silverfish a while back, the food ones, and I really hate to see them on the traps and think, fuck, are they coming back? Because if you've ever had these in your pantry, they're nasty. They get into everything. I found them in tea filters, coffee filters. And they are a pain to get rid of. You need to basically starve them to get rid of them. Starve them and put traps. And we had some on the outside of the pantry and a little bit on the inside, but they were young. And my dad actually told me that he found some at the hall of our building, so maybe that explains why they are slightly coming into the apartment, but it's not a lot, so we're good. I didn't find any babies. I actually found some really nice stuff that we forgot about. We have a box full of walnuts, and I love walnuts. They are my favorite snack. And I also found this, that we had bought this thing for the trip to Portugal because we go there by car. It's a 14-hour drive without breaks, so that's about 16 hours total usually. And let me tell you something, I hate raisins with a passion. The only ones that are okay are the golden ones in couscous, specifically, or in like West Asian and Maghrebi cuisine. That is the only place where I actually like raisins. But these are not that bad. Overall, a fiber punch. And I really like a fiber punch. I am a fiber person through and through. I found some old candy too, but honestly, who cares? Oh my god, my shaker is leaking. So yeah, we're gonna keep cranking this and editing and cranking more and editing and cranking and maybe feeding myself at some point some leftovers. And oh my god, it's 10:20 already. I need to get the dog out. It's raining today. I actually came back from the gym under the rain. That sucked. But now it's not raining. And hopefully it doesn't rain at 11:30 or 12. I don't know. Hope not. I hope not. Really hope not. Please don't rain. the chances of forgetting to film an outro to your video are low, but never zero. The last time we talked, it was a heat wave. Right now I'm talking to you from the future in another heat wave. We've had 2 of these in June, and this one was actually really, really bad. So I guess it's ending. That's good, but it's grayish outside. I'm enjoying the little bit of light before I shut down everything and live like a hobbit. Anyway, the shawl has been finished for 3 weeks. Again, I forgot to film. Wait, let me show you. It's looking pretty good. I added oh my god, I can't speak today. I added a scallop edging, which is pretty nice, honestly. It doesn't show that much, but it's pretty nice. The drape is good, the length is good, and it's like, yeah, that's a shawl. I can put it whatever way I want. Wait, it's a little bit short for that. I guess I can just put it this way. Honestly, I would probably wear this if it wasn't a gajillion degrees outside and inside. I'm going to remove it right now. It was a nice project. I do like how it turned out, although it wasn't what I had planned, but then again, life is made of ways that you can't control everything you want to do and how it happens. So, I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!